on YouTube, these things were becoming a commonplace thing now, it seems. These little road trips. We are sans Keith today. You know, the first two of these that I did for the channel, Keith was with me. Not that Keith couldn't come on this one, but I didn't ask because I'm a jerk. This is part beer, part personal. One of the reasons why I didn't ask Keith. Because I'm going to get my hair cut, man. Look at this goddamn thing. I have not had a haircut by a professional since February of 2020. As some of you might know, on my channel, I'll wear a t-shirt that says Loyalty Barbershop. My buddy Anthony, you'll meet him today probably. He's my guy, man. He's been cutting my hair, I don't know how long. When I used to work my previous career as a body modification artist, his shop, Loyalty Barbershop, when he used to be partners in Scranton, he was actually on the other side of the wall of where my shop was. So we hung pretty much together all day, every day. And we knew each other before that. And then eventually he ended up, moving to Wilkes-barre and ended up opening his own branch of Loyalty. And I've been going there ever since. But pandemic is pandemic stuff. And when that happened, kind of put the kibosh on the old haircuts. He was probably one of my more favorite businesses during the pandemic because they took it uber seriously. Up to the point where I don't even think they did any kind of, they were closed for quite a while, and up until I think even only a couple of weeks ago, they started doing beard trims because at that point they wouldn't even let people take off their masks for beard trims. And he's been trudging along doing this thing, and he changed his hours. That's the only thing that kind of pissed me off, is that he changed his hours, and his hours changed to where he's not open while I am at work, or when I get off work. He's open while I'm at work, so either I have to take off work to get a haircut, or I can take a Saturday trip. So a couple weeks ago, I got a bug up my butt. I wanted to get a haircut, finally get a proper haircut. I've been dying. I've been cutting my own hair. I got pretty good at it, to be perfectly honest with you. So if you watch my videos and my hair doesn't look too horribly, it's because this dude was cutting it. I'd be in the mirror with my iPad and all this crazy weird shit that I cut my own hair. Anyway, so I booked this Saturday a couple weeks ago. I was like, screw it. I'll take a Saturday, go up there, and get my hair cut. And that's where we're at right now. We're heading down to the back way into Wilkes-barre, going to one of the funnest roads you could possibly drive on in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're not on it yet, but we're getting closer. It's called Giants Despair. If you guys don't know about Giants Despair, I implore you, pause this video right now and then type in the old YouTube search, Giants Despair Hill Climb, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Is people come up from all over. Once a year they have a Giants Despair Hill Climb, and it's a super duper windy, super vertical road that's super fun to drive on. And a bunch of people from all over the world come and do this hill climb here. So we're going down it, which is not nearly as fun. Coming back on this video, we're going to be going up it now. I need a tire change. My tires are a little bit worn, and it's a little wet today, so I'm not going to be able to give you the full experience of Giant Despair coming back up unless the sun comes out. It looks like it might. If the sun comes out and it gets dry, we're going to do it. We're going to do a little hill climb on our own coming back up this. But yeah, we'll head down to Barbershop, kind of get my hair done, and it's early. It's not even 10 o'clock. My appointment's at 10 o'clock. I should get there right on time. And then we're going to go do some beer stuff. I figured while we're out and about, might as well do some beer stuff. Switch my cameras around this time. I have the old, or actually my iPhone there filming me driving. I actually moved my GoPro here. I was like, why am I not using my GoPro for this portion of the show? It has a wide angle lens. It's way better quality, so we'll see how this comes out. And then we'll go do some beer stuff. We're actually going to go to Shangy's, the Beer Authority. It's a beer distributor in Massif, PA, which is right outside of Allentown. And pick up some beer. I'm looking for a case of 2021 old stock so I can do my Micah beer reviews every year. Get a case or two of that. Hopefully, they almost always have it, so hopefully they have some of that. Pick up a couple beers here, and their selection is insane, like 3,000 beers or something like that. And then we're going to head to some breweries. We're going to go to, I'm not sure. I originally I originally was going to go to a brewery called Daddy and then go to McCall. I've been to McCall before, once before. They've sent me beers previously for beer review. But then someone's like, hey man, you should really go check out this Sherman Street Brewing. Sherman Street, I think it's called, brand new brewery. I think I might audible that one. The only reason is because my wife asked me to do a quick BJ's pickup. BJ's like Sam's Club. If you don't know what it is, and if you don't know what Sam's Club is, it's like Costco. And there's that brewery kind of right close to BJ's. So I might audible go to that Sherman Street. Now we're going to be in Allentown, Bethlehem, New We're going to stop by Bonn Brewing. I'm finally going to show you guys. Here we are. We're in Giants Despair right now. I don't want to go really fast, but I can't. Going downhill is not as fun as going uphill anyway. But whatchamacallit? Gotta go to Bonn, so you guys will finally get to see what Bonn's like. Get a quick hello down there with Sam and the group, and then kind of head towards home. I might stop at a brewery called Invertice Brewing, however that's pronounced. Check them out. Get a draft or something. Their cans are usually really expensive, but they know they run like deals on still fun. Go down this hill. They run deals on holiday weekends and stuff like that. So if their cans aren't super expensive, you might pick some of that stuff up. And then head home. So yeah, another little brewery trip. Should be fun. Actually, it looks like they're prepping for the whole line right now. You guys are able to see them. That camera might be able to see them. There's a bunch of guys up putting up a tire barrier. Over here, there's a weight barrier. So it looks like they're prepping for the whole line itself. Should be coming up soon. I think it's first time weekend. I don't remember what it is. Anyway. So there you go. A little loop around northeastern Pennsylvania, down to Allentown, pick up some beer. Definitely hit Bonn, definitely hit a couple breweries, head on home, get the old do tightened up. So we'll definitely do a post haircut video. We'll do a bunch of videos, to be honest with you. And we'll see what's what. So yeah. Glad to bring you guys on this journey today. We'll see how we make it out. It's weird. I'm gonna be passing literally by a brewery that I've been to a billion times, and I'm not gonna stop in there. Breaker Brewing, which is right there. So on the camera, it's right there. I got up glancing off down. Now it's for you guys probably there. It's 10 a.m. I don't think the able to do it, so I'm not sticking around up here until later for football. So it's kind of longer. I've been there for a while. So anyway, there we go. Little beer journey. Glad to bring you guys along, and we'll see how we make out today. Massive haircut reviews. Hundy. No. I promised you footage from inside the barbershop. I did not do that. Not because I didn't want to, just because I was having such a good time. I just didn't want to ruin the groove of just organic fun, man. You know my buddy Anthony, I fucking love that guy. And I haven't seen him in a year and a half. And it was just a total 100% love fest and haircuts. Stories abounded. You want to know how my kid was. You want to know how Jerry with the goat was doing. It was just a great time. I ended up getting a haircut. A little shorter than I remember up top, but I'm cool with it. And I just feel like a human again, to be honest with you. Like, this is just, I don't know. Like, I just feel like a normal human being. I don't know how much that, like, resonates with everybody out there, but, like, I totally forgot what it was like to have a proper haircut. It's good. It's a very good thing. And I got myself a nice, sparkly, new loyalty shirt, which I love for a couple of reasons. One, I asked them to hold on to this, like, right around February of 2020, right before the pandemic hit, being like, oh, I'm going to be up there in a couple of weeks. Nope, held on to it for a fucking year and a half for me. Thank you very much. And two, this is by far and away much better fabric. Now, you see me rock my other loyalty shirts, and I like the design, but it's that heavy, thick, cotton. This is that soft touch stuff that I dig so much. So, love the switch. Love the switch. No nice stuff. So we're on a new Pennsylvania Turnpike. I forgot that I had to take the PA Turnpike today. So it's like a place, man. Like, I hadn't been there since they actually remodeled. They remodeled and put in a bunch of draft system stuff for like crowlers to go and all that kind of stuff. But we're talking about one of the seminal beer places in the history of beerdom. Shanky's is. It's just a beer distributor. And, but they've been just kind of part and parcel of like my beer kind of upbringing. And that they've had so many different kinds of beer for so long. And they're probably one of the largest beer distributors I've ever been in my life as far as volume and what they carry and things like that. They helped kick off some breweries straight up distribution, like Strange Roots, specifically Dry Log, and just other breweries. Like they're pretty much the importer of Hoegaarden before when Budweiser took it over. Baby InBev took over Hoegaarden. Like they had a contract with Hoegaarden, like they Shanky's like went after the Baby InBev, be like, we have a contract, that kind of stuff. So they've just been around forever, man. And honestly, you want to talk about one of the oldest school, like Belgian import craziness. I used to yank such crazy beer out of that place, like insanity out of that place back in the day. Now it's changed quite a bit. They still do have quite a few nice kind of gems floating around from time to time. They have a nice aged section. They have JW Lee's back into the 1990s. They typically have a lot of random age stuff. But before they did that, because that section now, I'll try to take video while I'm in there. That section now is kind of like there's this like little, from what I remember, they probably changed it since then. They had this little kind of back room area where they put all their kind of singles and old age kind of stuff. But when I used to go there back in the day, and we're talking, the late 90s, early 2000s, it was just a big rectangular room with cases and cases of beer. There was no singles to be sold. You couldn't even sell singles as a beer distributor at that time. You had to sell cases. So me and I remember we used to go with my buddy Wade. We would go there, and we would spend like 2-3 hours. We'd sit in this corner, we'd walk in, you'd go to your right, and you go to that right front corner, and there was just a hillock, a pile of boxes, randomly strewn, like organized enough, but they're all brown. There's nothing written on the outside. If you get a little imported beer back in the day, there weren't like, written on the side of it what it was the brown box. There was just brown boxes. So you would just sit there and just pull a box, open it, look, see how old, what's the date, blah, 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 and just do that for hours. And they constantly replenish with like stock in the back and things like that. And you would just rip like old age stuff out of there, like crazy old age stuff. I mean, like I said, you're talking about like the mid 2000s here, 2002, 2003. Crazy old like bells and stuff. And breweries I can't even get anymore, like brewery to IJ or Anami. Anami was a brewery I haven't had in forever, and we would pull like rip old Anamis out of their Anami double. Remember, we used to find old ones there, and all the classics too. Your Rocheforts and Chimay and Guten Carlus. They used to always get a bunch of the old Guten Carlus in there. The Van de Kaiser Blau, and just all these great old Belgian beers. Like I said, JW Lee's. I don't know. They had Hardee's. They had a bunch of Hardee's, but they were a little bit few and far between to pull out of there. But it was such just great kind of aged mecca of beer, And it's de-evolved since then. It's it's been picked clean. Well, it's been picked clean, and they also know that vintage beer kind of can garner a bigger price, and they've been like holding a lot of stock back and stuff like that. And actually, we're gonna have to do this live on camera. We're about to go through the Lehigh Valley Tunnel. I gotta hold my breath. It's a thing. It's a very long tunnel, so I gotta. harder as I get older. I used to be able to hold my breath through that whole goddamn thing and laugh. I have not driven through that tunnel in a very long time. And, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get lightheaded and pass out. Great thing to do while you're driving. Anyway, gotta take a minute here to catch my breath. Jesus Christ. Getting old is getting old. So yeah, we used to go to Shangy's all the time and just bang out all these gems. But I can't tell you, I remember going there probably about 4, maybe 5 years ago. It was quite a bit different. They turned out like we used to have a great little glass selection too. That's gone as far as I know. And now it's just, it's shifted quite a bit. It's changed quite a bit. And I actually don't know what I'm in store for. I don't know if I'm going to find any gems there. Like I said previously in the video, I'm going to be looking for case and or cases of Old Stock 2021. That is my Micah beer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just type in Micah, M-I-C-A-H, beer into my channel, and then you'll find it. And basically, I'm going to review Old Stock 2021. That's the year Mike was born. I'm going to review it every single year on his birthday until he's 21, and then we will do a review together if he likes beer and wants to do it with me. No pressure. He doesn't have to do it. You know, it's up to him. But I probably won't even be doing beer reviews for that long, but it's something to work towards. So even if I promised myself that even if I stop doing this, and say I stop doing a channel, I stop doing a review of beers, maybe I'll just keep the channel live and just do one beer review a year, and it'll be that one. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. But yeah, there you go. Fresh haircut. Held our breath through the tunnel. And now we're off to a little bit of Shanky's goodness, hopefully. So there you go. We'll see what's what after that. After that, probably going to Sherman Street. I think it's called Sherman Street. Brewery. BJ's. I'm not going to show you fucking Shangy's was overwhelming. Kind of insanely overwhelming. You know, I made a video of it, so you will see what I took video of. Oh, nice. There's a guy with a Lawson's shirt. I'm getting a 30 rack Bush Light. That's fucking fantastic. I took video of it. I didn't narrate while I was in there because I feel uncomfortable doing that, but I will do a voiceover on what I was thinking and what I was doing in there. Anyway, it was very, very, very overwhelming. There's so much beer. Like, I could have spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in there. I actually thought I did pretty well, considering. I did buy a case of North Coast Old Stock 2021. That was my goal today. And it costs less than 80 bucks. So I don't count that towards my beer purchasing because that's something I needed to purchase. So outside of that, I think I spent 70 bucks, which, you know, it is what it is. But they had a bunch of real stuff I couldn't not get. I mean, like, I know that sounds like the most first world problems in the history of first world problems, but man, I mean, I'll show you guys the video, or the video will probably be, this will be post video, so you'll already know what I purchased. But I plan to do like a little bit of a kind of recap, like beer I got today thing. So towards the end of this, you'll actually see what I got. Yeah, so you'll just see pictures and videos and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but yeah, it was crazy in there. I mean, they had such a, I grabbed all old beer. Like, they had such a crazy vintage selection. They had some like 2000, not even, I think it was pre-2000, Koningshoven box, which are probably not good, but for a 4-pack for 10 bucks, who am I not to buy that shit? They had a Gravitation, I believe it's what it's called. It's a 2012 or 13 Gravitation from Smutty Nose, big bottle, barrel-aged quad. You know, how am I not going to do that? And the kicker, and the thing that really, this is where I would have spent all my money, but I had to I limited myself to 3 bottles. They had several decades-old vintages of La Trappe oak-aged. I think it was they're in like batch 40s and 50s now, I think. And they had like batch 6 and 3 and all, like crazy old ones. So I was like, okay, you're just going to buy 3 of these. And what I did was, instead of, like, I don't use Untapped to make my beer purchases, like, to judge my beer purchases. I don't go in there and be like, let me see if this is 4 stars and I'll buy it. What I do use Untapped for is if I'm buying vintage beer. So if you go on Untapped, you know, I can type, you know, Trappe 6, and it'll show me the specific vintage. And what I do is I just skim the first 10 or 20 ones, just spin it up, and if none of them are super negative, then I'll buy it. Because what I'm doing is I'm not trying to figure out if the beer is good, I'm trying to figure out if it went sideways and it's bad. You know, with the barrel-aged beer, that old, that's going to be your big kind of kicker, is that it could possibly just gone sideways over time. So that's the one thing, and I'm going to say use Untapped. That's probably the most sort of positive way for me to use Untapped, is for that kind of check and balance stage beer. So yeah, I got some Trap Jams. I got a couple things here and there, you know. Got that case, like I said. We'll do a recap and stuff, so that was pretty fun. I was gonna skip McCall and go straight to Sherman Street, but I'm going to McCall because I feel guilty. Because guilty stuff. So last night I posted that I was gonna go to McCall and Brew Daddy and all these places, and the owner of McCall is like sending me messages going, oh man, I just smoked a brisket, you can come hungry, it's gonna be delicious, and now I gotta go. So I'm gonna go to McCall, hang out, eat. I'm starving, so it kind of works out that way. It's 11 minutes from Shanky. It's not like I'm going out of my way. And then we'll go to Sherman Street. So yeah, that was a good visit. Like I said, probably spent a little bit more than I wish I would have. But I needed to pick up that 2021 case. I did. I needed to pick it up because it's like, I'm so notorious with buying, like, planning out long haul stuff like that, like aging beer, and I'll just, like, I bought a 4-pack of 2021. It was so good I had to drink it all. But now with this case, I'll be able to compartmentalize that and not drink them. Because what I'll do is I'll put that case in a cellar, and it's just you know, every now and then it might pop off a bottle, because I'll plan to get a couple more cases. Just didn't want to buy 3 cases today. I think they only have 1 case actually, so it's not like I could have bought multiples. And yeah, good trip so far. Just at McCall. Like I said, the owner texted me, he's like, "I'm hungry." They got a brisket sandwich. Came with like it's on roll with this bone marrow butter, barbecue sauce, and cucumber salad. It was delicious. Exactly what I wanted. It was absolutely fantastic. And you know, when I go there, I always try to like no, I don't. Shit, it's starting to rain. Man, it's crazy rain. I try to try a couple different things because I don't get there often. There's stuff that's with distribution, yada yada yada. They have this kind of macro adjunct lager clone called Light Done Right. That's all I drank when I was there. That's all I wanted to drink. So I just literally, when I post a video of me being there, it probably won't be much me talking. Probably just be like a time lapse thing, just because didn't really talk a ton, you know. Ended up talking to the owner, and have a good time. And yeah, ate some food, had some good beer. Now we're off to Sherman Street, which is the second place we're going to be going to. They're close to that BJ's that I was talking about, so I'll head up there. I'll probably have 1 or 2 beers there real quick, and then hit BJ's, and then, you know, head over to Bonn. Gotta go to Bonn. Probably be my last stop of the day, I would assume. I don't know if I want to stop anywhere else. We'll see how I'm feeling. So yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay. This place interests me. I like its setup. It's like kind of cobbled together. The relatively clear pale ale that I was drinking was really good. Really good. Like really, really, really good. And you'll probably see a video of this. I'll show it to you. All their beers are actually just what the beer is. There's no names. That makes me super happy for a weird reason. I don't know why. This is their West Coast Double IPA. It's bitter and it's striking. I don't know if I call it West Coast. I mean, it's West Coast influence, but it has some kind of, let's see, huge habanero, pine, and light tropical fruit aroma. It is piney, but piney in a pine salty kind of way, not in a negative way. But it's like, I don't know, there's something about it. It doesn't remind me of like classic West Coast IPA, more like super fruity pebbles. You know. Let me get, they have the hazy kind. I'm gonna get that in a crowler. I'm excited for that one. I like this place. Glad I stopped here. Fun beer. Off to BJ's. We'll see how that rolls. And then Bonn.
We are pulling out of Sherman Street. I like that place, man. I really do. It was weird when I walked in. Curb. When I walked in, it felt a lot like a VFW. You know, like a VFW. I don't know if you guys ever been to like an American Legion, VFW, like one of those member clubs. The way it was laid out, it was empty. It was empty for the amount of people that were in there. There was a decent amount of people in there, but it was a decent sized space, so it was empty for the amount of people in there. But like everybody at the counter were like old heads. Like I'm talking like, you know, like jean short, New Balance wearing dads and shit. And I was like, okay. So it's like a neighborhood bar. That's the vibe I got from it to a certain extent. Not a negative. I'm not making fun of that. So, but it, you know, there's almost like a certain kind of like weird connotation to that. Like it's almost like sometimes when you have a place like that, you're like, okay, it might not be the best beer. And I got a pale ale that was killer, like killer low ABV, like it was like 5.5% non-hazy pale ale that was super fucking delicious. Like super fucking delicious. I was like, okay, you know. And then I was like, okay, I'll get one more beer and I'll get a crowler to go. And I got a crowler of their hazy pale ale. And when I ordered that, I was like, okay, close me out. And like, let me get your double IPA, West Coast double IPA. It's like, okay, cool, West Coast double IPA. Oh, I can't state this enough. I'm probably going to state it 19 different times. All the beers were just what the beer was. Like, there was no kooky names. There was no fancy kind of tongue-in-cheek jokes. It was like West Coast double IPA, pale ale, hazy pale ale, wit beer. Like, I love that shit. Like, I love that shit. So anyway, the West Coast IPA was nice. It wasn't like what I would classify as a West Coast IPA. It was West Coast influenced. New school IPA, but I'm not gonna sit here and be that asshole, the BJCP stuff and all that kind of stuff, but it was okay. I wasn't a big fan of that one, even though I could see some people be really big fans of it. I just wanted a more classic West Coast IPA. That's what I thought I was gonna get based off the vibe I got from the place, but it was tasty. I drank the whole thing, no problem. But that pale ale was killer. So I got the hazy pale ale to go, and I'm really excited to see how this tracks, see how this plays, because I like the place. I thought it made really fun beers, and I kind of want to go back sooner rather than later. We'll see what's what. So we're leaving now. We are going to BJ's, which is not exciting, to pick up some groceries for me and the missus, and then we're gonna go to Bonn. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. How you doing? What's up? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You just missed the truck. Came by. It fell off the truck.
Oh man, that's very unfortunate that that happened.
His wife's down the shore. He's in Jersey somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Yeah.
Well, you're waiting.
Slow pull side boys.
Yeah.
where I want to drink beer all the time. Like, if I lived in Bethlehem proper, or it was just, you know, if it was just, you know, it's just the best place on earth. Listen, the owner, the staff, I shouldn't even say the owner, you know what I mean? Like, Sam and Gina are just like the best people in the universe when it comes to like just being humans, so that helps. But and this, I don't think this is gonna be understated. Like, when someone's like just on the level, as far as being just a good person, they hire good people. You know, it's not complicated. You know, it's just okay. Well, who do we want to work? Who do we want to spend our days with? And it's as simple as that, you know. It's as simple as like, okay, like I work here. Something's rattling back there, and that's annoying the shit out of me. So let's take care of that. But it's just as simple as that. It's like, who do I want to spend my days with? You know, you're gonna own your own business. It doesn't matter if it's a brewery. It doesn't matter whatever. You know, you just want to spend your days with people that enrich your life. And it's kind of what Bonn is. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's take what they do as far as beer and a brewery and all that kind of stuff, and just like compartmentalize that, strip it away, and put it to the side for now. It's just like, you know, Sam is one of the more joyous, just good people that I've met in the industry. His wife, much the same. And just everybody that works there is just such good people that if you were to take like the beer portion of the show and kind of push that off to the side and be like, okay, you know, that's secondary, you'd still want to hang out there. You'd still want to like sit there and drink beers with people. But then when you take that part that we took and put off to the side, that we compartmentalized, and then you realize, okay, not only is this a very welcoming place that I feel comfortable in, and I think that's universal. I don't think it's a matter of like me being like, okay, I'm having a good time here. I like being there. Everybody I know that's gone there has pretty much said the same thing. And you throw in the itty bitty fucking factor that they make really good beer. Really good drinkable beer too, you know. If you're looking for pastry imperial stout, you're not going to find it there. Sure, there was that beer that I really enjoyed from I can't forget the name of it. It's not a pastry stout, but it's like their mama something or other. It's like got a couple adjuncts in it. It's really tasty, but it's not what they're known for. And then flip the script to the hazies. They've been doing a lot of like different like kind of hazy IPAs and adjunct light and stuff. That's quite fun, but again, you know, if I take those and drink those against some of the ones that I really do enjoy in the industry, probably not my favorite. Probably not. When you're talking about like cask ale, pub ale, today, side pull ale, you know what I mean? Like this kind of side pulls and stuff that was just a pleasure to drink from. It's like no shit, Sherlock. You know, like it's just what I enjoy. So to go there and hang out is kind of the reason I drink beer to a certain extent, or enjoy drinking beer to a certain extent. Is more belly up to the bar. Let's have a couple pints. You know, drink a 4% bitter, or you know, a 5% pub ale, something along those lines. Just kind of hang out and chat and have a good time is really the end all be all, the reason why I like beer. At least it is now, you know. And to sprinkle that into a day that's really great. I mean, listen, got a haircut. Again, can't quantify, can't stress enough how much that made my day. Went to a great little, you know, beer bottle shop. Got some really good to-go stuff. stopped by a brewery that I enjoy. Had some good food, McCall Brewing. Went to a new brewery I'd never had anything from before. That would be Sherman Street Brewing, and had a really good time there. Enjoyed what I had, took some takeaway from there, and then just pop into Bonn. Just literally walk in, like all the other places I went to, and you'll probably see this in the video. And I guess it probably tells more about that brewery and how I feel about it than any other brewery. All the breweries that I went into and set up my iPad and recorded myself hanging out and drinking. And I'll probably use that as like B-roll and like do like a time-lapse thing on those kind of things. Maybe a little bit of talk. Because I feel weird about walking into a brewery recording anything. You know, it just doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel welcoming or natural. Because those other places, even though I know the owner from McCall, even though, you know, it is what it is, whatever you want to call it, I just don't like doing that. I don't like being that guy. You know, I filmed a bunch of Shankies. It's a retail beer shop. I'm not talking about that stuff. But Bonn, I walked right in. I just record, walk in, people are just like pumping their fists and not because I feel like they're like, okay, let's play to the camera or let's like do some fun stuff for the camera, because they're like looking to shield from the camera, but I feel like a member, you know, a family member at the brewery. So for me to like hold my camera, record it, and walk into the place is not me. I don't feel any kind of like weird discomfort about it, because I just feel it's like I belong. I know it's a little cryptic, maybe a little bit weird for people to like think about or whatever, but I enjoy it. And honestly, I mean, Keith and I joked about this, but if like, you know, we talked about Conclave Brewing, I'd probably feel much the same about Conclave as I do Bonn, maybe close. I'm way more in tune and whatnot with Bonn. But if, you know, you could put Bonn on one side of my house, on the other side you put Conclave, I think I'm good, you know? I mean, I would definitely go to other breweries just because, you know, varieties of spice and all that kind of fun stuff, but it'd be really hard pressed for me to find better beers and, more importantly, better people to drink beers with outside of that area. It's fantastic. Yeah, so we left Bonn. We are now on the 22 of the Lehigh Valley. By 22 I mean like Highway 22, and we are heading home. So now it's raining like crazy. We had a epically fantastic journey. Got these hairs cut. Went to McCall Brewing. Drank some great chugger beers. Brisket on the menu. Went to, was it Sherman Street? Sherman? I'm probably screwing it up. I apologize. Brewing and had a blast. Went to Bonn. It's fucking Bonn. What else do you want me to say? Before I went to Bonn, I went to BJ's. That was a red hot nightmare. I just want to make sure that's on. BJ's, and I know people are gonna make fun of that. They're like, BJ's. It's Costco. On the day before 4th of July. No point. Microplane. And went to Bonn, had a blast, had a fantastic time, best place I've ever heard. And one in Vertice, because long days deserve long nights. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of put that there. Day recap, I guess you'd say. Kind of a haul video. So today I got my haircut for the first time, and this is all like rehashing the video, so probably just saying the same things I said on my journey, but I don't care. I'm doing it. That's so good. Honestly, is this not the best like shelfie going right now? I think it is. Anyway, so I did a Pennsylvania run today. I guess that would be the most appropriate way to kind of phrase it. I had to get my hair cut. It's the first time I got a haircut in a year and a half, and my head feels awesome. I can't even tell you how awesome this feels. And since I was out there, I figured, fuck it, let's go do some breweries. So I went to first stop after my haircut, which is at Loyalty Barbershop. Go there in Wilkes-barre, specifically. Was Shangy's, which is a bottle shop, a big one. And I picked up a bunch of beer there. Ended up scooting down and getting some lunch and some beers at McCall Brewing Collective, which is not too far away from there. And then ended up scooting over to a brewery not super far away from there, about 10 minutes away from McCall. That would be Sherman Street Brewing. And then I made a little sidetrack to BJ's, which is like a Costco, to pick up some noshing goodness for the family. Then I went to Bonn place, my place. Got I got a hand pour, I got a side pour, I got all the pours there. And then I went to Invertise, still no idea how it's pronounced, in Phillipsburg. That was a trip. I've done these beer videos before, this kind of trip videos. A lot of people dig them, so I'm like, screw it, I'll just film all this stuff. This is the first one I've done sans Keith, but a lot of people will be like, oh, it'd be nice to see what you actually brought home. Like, what kind of beer did you procure on your trip? So that's this. This is kind of like the haul video. So first and foremost, I went to Shangy's to get this monster. I got a full case of Old Sock 2021. If you haven't watched, the reason why I bought this case is because I am going to review this particular vintage, the 2021 vintage, every year for the next 21 years. Am I going to be doing beer reviews that long? Am I going to live that long? I have no idea. But the goal is to do this. My is one of the best ageable beers of all time. My son Micah was born in 2021, so I figured, why not just pick a case? I'm going to pick up more of this because I want to drink it and sample it more than often than not. And I figured I'd do one of these, every year. Like I said, who knows if I'll be doing this that long, but we're going to do it. We're going to try it. We'll see what's what. So this is the impetus. Side note, go watch my review I did of this beer probably a month and a half, 2 months ago. And this is the best vintage I've had of this beer in several years. So I'm super pumped to see how this actually ages. So North Coast, it's going down for the next several years. Now, let's get to the actual start of the show. Which would be, what did I pick up today? First and foremost. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do it in order. I was going to do it in order, but we'll just grab what we have. So we have, first off, Bonn Place Brewing. This is their Obus. I will review this beer. I have reviewed this beer. If you actually go into my YouTube channel and you type in Opus, not the B, but the P, you'll see me reviewing this beer. It might have been the first beer I ever reviewed from them. If you've ever seen me wear my Bonn shirt with the puppy on the front, that is Opus. They got a C&D. I forget who it was from. So they're not allowed to sell Opus anymore. So they renamed the beer Obus.
So yeah, I have to troll that a little bit. So yeah, picked that up at Bonn. Next up we have the place the first brewery I stopped at, which was McCall Brewing. I've done a couple of their beers in the past, but this is their ESB. You can see there's only 3 on this 4-pack because I got home, I was hanging out with the kid and the wife, and they wanted to watch Jeopardy, and I was like, you know, what do I want to drink during Jeopardy? ESB time. So I've got this extra special bitter, a child of Southside, Bethlehem and Allentown's love fest that extends beyond breweries. And this is a collab with Bonn, so it kind of makes sense. So yeah, a little bit of back and forth fantasticalness. What else do we have fluttering around in here? Okay, let's do this. So I have this too. I have Human Robot, as you can see in the back there. This is their Czech style pale lager. So I go to Bonn, and you know, as you'll see in the video previous to this, kind of walked in, hung out with Kevin, the whole staff there. We had a blast, chugged some beers, did the whole 9, and we started talking about. Me and Kev started to talk about breweries that we're kind of like riffing on and loving. And he was, they got a new side pour tap at Bonn, and he was talking about how the day they got it, he went down to Human Robot because they have 2 of them. Just kind of like, he was never there before, but went down there to like kind of pick their brain and talk about it and see how their side pour tap worked. And he came home with beer, and I did not know that. We're just kind of talking about like the lager breweries that I dig. I was like, hey, Sylvaticus, you know, come on now, Schilling. And he's like, Human Robot. And lo and behold, to me, I go to take a leak. I come back and he's like, oh, I don't know what this is. Accidentally fell in your lap. So I actually have my first Human Robot to review, and I'm super pumped. Thank you very much, Kev. So he dropped that sucker on me. And then after McCall, before Bonn, we actually went to Sherman Street Brewing. As you'll see in the video, this is their summer pale. It was crowlered today. I had their pale ale and their West Coast IPA. I absolutely loved their pale ale. I thought it was fantastic. I want to drink all of it. And yeah, the West Coast IPA was good, but a little bit different from what I expected. But I'm excited to dive into this little hazy jammer here. And I dug the spot. Like I said, if you go and watch the video, or if you watch this whole video, you probably already watched it, of me just kind of riffing on why I dug the place and all that kind of fun stuff. So I will be back there. So what else do we got? Okay, we're getting the Shangy's portion of the show. So Shangy's, for those that don't know, and if you watch this video, I'll just keep saying that the whole time. You'll know because it's crazy. They have way too much beer. And I went there and bought some beer. That's where I got that case of old stock, but I got a bunch of other stuff. The first thing I'm going to pull out of here is this Koningshoven Bock. They had this for a grand total of $10. I tried to find a date on this. So Koningshoven is La Trappe. For those that aren't, for those that are playing along at home, there was a period of time in the United States when La Trappe couldn't actually be called La Trappe. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with like legal status and all that kind of stuff. So they actually had to produce and sell these beers as Koningshoven Bock, as opposed to La Trappe Bock. I want to say this is right around the turn of the millennium, but I don't see the actual date on this. 7% Bock. This has like K31H7 is the code on this. I don't actually know if that actually denotes anything, but this has a big Merc ring on it, so it's definitely old. Is it good? Who knows? But for $10, I will take the flyer on this all the days. All the days. Talking to the gentleman. Then we have this one. This is my random pack that I ended up picking up. So what do we have in here? We have a Schloss Eggenberg. We have their Erbach 23. I've reviewed this before. I haven't had it in a while. I was curious about the can. They say this is good till 2023. It looks like it was canned in 2019. I've dug this beer. It's a pale Doppelbock, and it cost me $3.50. I was just curious about how that can would flow, so I picked that up. Stille Nacht for $6 a bottle. I am been jonesing for a Stille Nacht bottle for quite some time. I don't see a Merc ring on this. I don't know the dating on this bottle. I think it's relatively fresh. We'll try to figure out the logistics of this. This is a 12% Belgian Pale Ale. It's one of my favorite beers of all time. I forget how you date these, but I've been jonesing, so that's why I picked that one up. Let's see what else we have in here. We have this Grodziskie. It's a late wheat smoky taste. This is a Polish Grodziskie. I just bought that on spec. Like, I love the bottle. I loved everything about it, so I figured, why not buy it? Superbuck Mini. I have no idea if this beer sucks or not. Again, shooting from the hip on these things. But it's a tiny little ass bottle of beer. Why would I not buy that? Look at that thing. It's cute AF. Look at that goddamn thing. It's like it's a little pony bottle. It's got a pull top up top. $1.50. Who cares? Now you're talking about $6. The last time I had this beer, you can see the bottle of it right there. I bought at Premier Gourmet in Buffalo, and yeah, it was fucking delicious. I'm trying to see if I can get a date on this sucker. It's a 9% Russian Imperial Stout. Imperial Russian Stout. I forget how to date these, but goddamn, this beer is so good. If it sucks, I will be blown away. I have no idea what's going on right now, because that's why it's sitting there. That's why it's up there. I love that. And then we have the final pack here, which is this. So first up, we will pull this out. This is an $8 bottle of Smutty Nose. You're like, okay, Smutty Nose. You know, we've talked about Smutty Nose before. This is their Gravitation. This is a Belgian style quadruple ale, and this is the 2013 version. I'm almost positive I reviewed this beer like a couple of years ago. These big Smutty Nose bottles are kind of like you don't really see them all that often anymore. But I saw this and I'm like, $8, man. You're talking about a 8-year-old Belgian style quad. I had to do it. So we have this one. And the last three, I have no idea what I'm gonna get on here. So we have this. We have this. And we have that. 3. Count them 3, because I purposely and meaningfully prevented myself from buying all these. Are La Trappe oak aged bottles. Like, okay, you bought 3 of them. No, I bought 3 individual ones. I bought a batch 10. I bought a batch, 8? Batch 7, and I bought a batch 13. I think these are like, I have to look them up now, because I'm really curious to see how old these are. La Trappe oak-aged, barrel-aged beers are some of my favorite in the business. I think their barrel aging program is epically fantastic. Let's see if we can do this. And their batch, I think it was 16, is my favorite of all time. And I think 16 came out like 5 years ago. You know? So I'm kind of curious to see how old these are. I did a little bit of, not cheating on these, but I did a little bit of research while I was actually kind of procuring these, and I was like, okay, I'm like, do I really want to spend this kind of money on beers? Not know if they're great. So I actually kind of dug in, what is it called? Untapped. Not to actually, Taco, relax. Not to actually like look at the beers and see if they're good or not. I just want to see if they were, not spoiled. If that makes any sense. I can't find it. I don't care. So we have older versions of these. Here's the kicker. These bottles previously of purchasing these have almost exclusively been $19 to $20 plus. These were $11.50 a bottle. Like, I wanted to buy everything there. So yeah, that's it. I think that's the whole thing, right, Taco? I got all the beers in there, bud. Yeah. So there you go. A little bit of Bonn, McCall, Kevin hooking me up. A little bit of what is it? Sherman Street, old school Smutty Nose, a little bit of Random Jams, that Koningshovenbach, a little bit of La Trappe Speed. So that was a really good kind of like run around the old Pennsylvania ways, purchase a couple beers here and there and stuff like that. So there you go. There's a little end cap for you, a little bit of cherry on the top of the little bit of journey videos. So Taco is bitching and moaning now, so I have to take him out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this this whole trip, man. That was really fun. I had a blast. I had a fun time going around, hanging out, going to the breweries, going to bottle shops, all that kind of fun stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully enjoy me reviewing all these. I'm going to try to review all these. Beer Tuba Palooza coming up, so I'm sure we'll do some of those there. Hopefully you guys enjoying some random goodness on your own. See you next time.